Hey man, before we start this video, y'all hit that like button, y'all hit that subscribe button, y'all hit that share button. Okay, we about to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we hitting that like button, we hitting that share button, we hitting that comment, we hitting them comments. Let's go, man. Hood's Billionaire TV, big favor, big abundance. Let's get into the video.
What's going on with all my billionaires out there? This the guy, Hood's Billionaire. Welcome to Hood's Billionaire TV. Big favor, big abundance. On today's episode, we're gonna be talking about Ja Rule speaking on 50 Cent situation on Math HOFFA interview. Let's talk about it. So Ja Rule was recently on the Math HOFFA podcast, right? And Ja Rule was speaking on the situation going on with 50 and that past beef, and kind of how a lot of people got it misconstrued, and the situation, so Ja Rule was kind of speaking on it, and he was talking about 50 did a good job of painting the narrative like he was the one that was scared, like Murder Inc. was the one that was scared, and 50 was the real G, and he essentially said that nothing negative ever happened to him. If you look up the history of the situation, 50 was shot 9 times. That's a fact. We don't know the ins and outs of pretty much how that went about, but we know he was shot 9 times. And supposedly, word on the street, that order was sent from Supreme because he kept going at Ja Rule. Then also, there is a police report that showed that 50 was stabbed also as well. They got into a squabble at Hit Factory where supposedly 50 was poked up a couple times, and and guys were stabbed a couple times in regards to that beef with Ja Rule and 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? So he was saying, man, in regards to that narrative, Ja was never the one that anything ever happened to, and 50 was the one that was always, reporting the stuff that happened to him. But somehow that was turned into Ja Rule was the one that was afraid, or Ja Rule was the one that was scared, or Murder Inc. was the one that was scared. He was also saying that he couldn't really speak on a lot of them situations because they had a federal indictment over Murder Inc. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard to really speak on stuff that could be used in the court of law. You know what I mean? So that's what he pretty much saying. And then on top of that, he's saying he didn't really respect the artistry of 50. This is what Ja Rule is saying. He didn't respect the artistry of 50. He said he felt like it was clout chasing, and he didn't feel like he was really creative in regards musically. He just felt like he was clout chasing and speaking on his name, and he don't know if it's out of jealousy, envy, is it because Supreme was messing with him. And as 50 stated out of his own mouth, he did feel some type of way that Preem was messing with Ja Rule, and he didn't really know Ja Rule for being active like that in the streets of Queens. And I'm just speaking on what we know. You know what I mean? Pretty much everybody I've seen from New York speaks on 50 Cent, Boo Boo. You know what I'm saying? Before he was 50 Cent, being a guy that was really out there moving in the streets, and he was actually known in the streets for putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Whether that was hustling, whether that was robbing guys, whether that was selling dope, whether they 50 was known for this. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta give him that. And I think that's what he was saying, man, Supreme messing with Ja Rule, and his name don't ring no bells, and he ain't done none of this stuff that I'm out here doing, but y'all ain't co-signing me. So I mean, in his purest form, we gotta call that what it is. I mean, that is somewhat jealousy, you know what I mean, in that particular situation. So Ja Rule saying man, I've lived a great life, I'm still winning, don't get it confused. I just don't like the narrative that is spent in regards to how this is perceived, because if you really just break down all the facts, 50 is the victim. 50 is the one all the stuff was happening to. Nothing never happened to me. I never got stabbed. I never got shot. I never got touched. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple fights, but nobody never knocked me out or took nothing from me or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just he had a good marketing strategy. He had Eminem and Dr. Dre behind him. He had Interscope behind him, and he had, with Aftermath and Shady. So it was just a big juggernaut, and that at the end, Irv Gotti and Def Jam end up taking the brunt end of that, and Murder Inc. end up taking the brunt end of that, and you know, it ended up falling apart. You know what I mean? So now, how do I feel about this situation? I'm gonna put it like this, right? Some of what Ja Rule saying is true, right? Because like all the major stuff that ended up happening to 50, right? 50, you know, per police reports, did get stabbed up at Hit Factory. 50 per police reports, medical reports, I mean everything, he did get shot 9 times. We don't know who or what was behind that, but you know, there are, you know, word out on the street. We kind of know based on that situation. But what I will say is 50 lived a real life of a real street nigga. You know what I'm saying? 50 was a real street nigga, and that's the type of stuff that happens to real street niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect that type of stuff to happen to Ja, because Ja not a real, you know, well, I can't say not a real street. I don't know his background or pedigree. What I am saying is there is nobody that says that Ja Rule was really out there moving like that. You feel what I'm saying? No street nigga is saying that. You know what I'm saying? The Bimmies of the world, the Supremes of the world, you know, the JMJs, Transition and Peace. You know what I'm saying? None of those guys were saying, man, Ja Rule was really moving like that. I heard all of them say 50 was really moving like that. So when all the street guys is saying, nah, 50 was really moving like that, then that comes with that life. That's just the laws of energy. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. It's all about the energy you put out. 50 put out that type of energy. He was moving like a real street nigga. So you got to expect real street stuff to happen to a real street nigga. You feel what I'm saying? And if Ja wasn't moving like that, then you got to expect that type of stuff not to happen to Ja, because he wasn't moving like that. You wasn't putting out that type of energy for that type of energy to come back to you. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all about the laws of energy, man. And Ja can't paint the narrative like he has something to do with it or nothing like that. Like, you didn't call that hit on 50. You feel what I'm saying? Now allegedly Supreme did, but if that didn't have nothing to do with you, you didn't push the button on that. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't make it seem that way. But at the same time, I can understand you saying like, bro, my camp was applying major real life pressure to 50, but 50 painted a narrative like he was the one putting the real pressure on, right? So it kind of go both ways, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's kind of both ways. Like, yes, did 50 get touched in the streets? Yes, but that came with his ascension, and that came with him being a real street nigga. And being a real street nigga, you're gonna go through some things. You feel what I'm saying? That's just kind of how this works. You feel what I'm saying? That's the laws of energy. You feel me? And with Ja, like musically, 50, once he got that juggernaut behind him of Interscope and Aftermath and Eminem and Dr. Dre, I mean, he couldn't be stopped musically. Get Rich or Die Trying is a classic. We all agree to that. That is a classic album. You feel what I'm saying? That went diamond. You feel me? So that's a diamond album with nothing but classic hits on there. It was nothing that you could do at that point. You feel what I'm saying? So he got the best of you musically, and musically is supposed to be where Ja Rule was at the top. Like you allow him to beat you at what you did best. You feel what I'm saying? Because you can't beat 50 at the streets, because 50 is more so solidified in the streets. You tried to beat him at what he did best in the streets, but you couldn't articulate it based on a lot of the things that were happening around you, right? You couldn't articulate what was happening to him in the streets. He could articulate what he was doing to you guys and the beef that was going on with you guys, and then he was able to use his solidified position in the streets to you know, double down on the fact that, like, bro, I'm really that, you not that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm really that. So salute to Ja Rule, you know, salute to 50, you know what I'm saying? 50's a hell of a businessman, and we definitely know he really went through that real life street struggle. And salute to Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying, who at the end of the day, bro, he has a place in hip hop, and we can't never go against the fact that Ja Rule put out a lot of classics, okay, in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He put out a lot of classics in hip hop. So we gonna salute Ja Rule, and we gonna say, man, he really did that, and we gonna show him that love, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. It's the God, Hoods being there. Big favor, big abundance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. This the God, Hoods being there. Big favor, big abundance. I'm gone.